All right. Hello. Oh my God, I look so pale. Hold on one second. All right, that's better. Holy crap, that was wow. All right. We're gonna keep it short tonight. I'm not feeling the best right now. I don't know if you were here at the end of last stream. I'm recovering from a sinus infection, and I'm on antibiotics constantly. I've had to switch antibiotics, and I'm just tired. And talking, as much as I love doing it, I love talking. It's just not the best thing for me to do right now. I'm still kind of recovering at this moment in time. So we're gonna keep this short. I think there's a couple things to hit on for this stream, so we're gonna get through it. I appreciate everyone tuning into this Bulls versus Celtics post-game stream. Bulls taking another L here, so they are now, what are they now? They're now 2-2 without Giddey. Kobe White came back today. I was shocked to see that. We'll talk about that really quickly. And then Buzelis has another good game, which is good to see. But yeah, Billy Donovan does not play him the most minutes out of all the players in the first half. I'm trying to find a, because usually sometimes NBA.com shows first half versus second half box score, and I don't know why it's not showing up here right now, but I'll show you guys that Buzelis was the fourth or fifth most played player in the first half, even though he was the team's leading scorer, was the only player that was 50% or higher in field goal percentage. Or sorry, above 50% of field goal percentage, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but he was one of the only few players that actually was able to score some shots in the first, or make some shots in the first half. And yet, yeah, sure, let's just only play him 13 minutes because I'm Billy Donovan, and we are gonna make sure that Buzelis and all the young players have to earn their minutes, even though our offense is absolute garbage in the first half, and no one can make a shot. So. Billy Donovan is very lucky that I don't feel the best right now, and I cannot scream at him, through this stream. But, I'll save my voice for another day when, of course, Billy Donovan messes things up later down the road. Before we get into that, if you hit the like button on the stream, I sincerely do appreciate all the support. Thank you for supporting me through my illness here. I know it's been inconsistent streams, but I sincerely do appreciate the support. What's going on, Woodage? Quick game started at 6:45 and at 8:45. Yeah, it was a very quick game. I think lack of free throws really helped in that category. Teams combined for 23 free throws for the game, so I appreciate that. I'm kind of glad it was quick. The Bulls definitely, honestly, it wasn't even the Bulls. It was both teams tonight. Both teams were garbage in the first half, man. There was just a deficit because the Bulls weren't getting to the free throw line at all. And we saw the Celtics, they made it just a couple more threes than the Bulls did. So the free throw disparity and the Bulls' lack of three-point making, which was, again, the Celtics I think they only had 4 threes made. Yeah, or sorry, it was 5. No, sorry, I guess it was 6. My bad. But they had 6 threes made at halftime. That's not a lot. But they shot 35% at the first half. It's just the problem is that the Bulls shot worse, and the offensive rebounds were killing the Bulls. That was the big difference. It was just a pure amount of more shots the Celtics had over the Bulls in that first half. But both teams were shooting garbage in that first half. Both teams did not play well, and it was just God, man, this is an absolute, truly disgusting game that we are witnessing here. So I'm glad it's over quickly because I did not want to continue to watch this game. Second half, obviously, it looked a little bit better for the Bulls' end. As we saw in the second half that they outscored the Celtics in both quarters, but it's still the deficit at halftime was just too great. Celtics kind of kept it 17 points around there throughout the most of the second half. So you see the Bulls, they made more shots. They won the quarters in the second half, but it was too little too late here. I think that there's going to be this all talk about wow, Giddey is super, super valuable. Don't get me wrong, I think he is valuable to this Bulls team as the main ball handler, but I think that this talk of the Bulls offense is not finding the open guy or their stagnation, I honestly don't think it's been as bad as people are saying it is. Like, don't get me wrong, Giddey's passing is very important for this Bulls team, especially in transition. He's like, you can tell the Bulls are missing his transition play, whether it's him driving down in transition or him passing the ball forward in transition. The problem is, though, is what's happened is that the Bulls just aren't making their threes these last two games. Like, it's straight up, like, you just have to knock these shots down, in my opinion. The Bulls shot 2 of 13 from three-point range in that first quarter, and I'm willing to bet that a large portion of them were considered wide open. We won't have those numbers until tomorrow, but I mean, this is the first quarter, and I don't think the Bulls were, like, you know, forcing anything, or it was, like, terrible shot selection. The Bulls just missed their shots. Isaac Okoro and Kevin Huerter combined to shoot 1 of 11 from three-point range. Like, that's unacceptable. But I would argue that Okoro was wide open on at least 5 of his three-point attempts tonight, and he made 1. Kevin Huerter, I think, was open at least 3 of his 4 attempts, and he made none. Kobe White was 1 for 5 from three-point range. Patrick Williams, was 0 for 2, so, you know, he missed his. But it just comes down to that you have to make your threes, and when 2 of your guys in the starting lineup combined for 1 of 11 from three-point range, and one guy has been known to be a three-point sniper in his career, and he's not making it, like, so it make your offense look a lot worse than it really is. Bulls still ended up with 25 assists. So, like, this is the reason why I don't think it's like, oh, the Bulls are stagnating, or that the offense is like just like absolutely horrific. Don't get me wrong. There's the stretches are bad. Like, these, you know, the stretch in the third quarter against the Hornets was terrible. And we saw in that first half in general tonight was just flat out disgusting. But I don't necessarily think it's because of, like, oh, the Bulls offense is slowing down, or they're forcing terrible shots. I just think they're just not making shots. It's basically like they're still getting the looks that they usually get, but there's just a lid on the rim. And that's just disappointing to see. If you're wondering why the Bulls couldn't attack the paint tonight, and everyone's like, oh my God, we got to post up Vooch or whatever. The Boston Celtics do a phenomenal job of protecting the paint. They may not be the biggest team, but, like, they actually do, like, a pretty solid job of, like, protecting the paint. So just to show you here, like, the Boston Celtics are number 2 in terms of least giving up points in the paint for all opponents. Thunder are 1, Celtics are 2. But this shows you it's not like they have, like, this great shot blocker behind them. It's just that their perimeter defense is just so solid that it prevents all these drives, and they're willing to give up the three-point shot if that means that they prevented an interior shot from happening, especially in the half court. So this is the reason why the Celtics have a full-out game plan against bigger guys. Like, they understand what to do. This is not shocking to see the Bulls were not able to really attack the paint tonight. And so, you know, people calling for, like, oh, we got to post up Vooch, which he was not successful at all in his post-ups today. I think the Bulls got the shots that they were looking for. They just didn't knock them down, which is very disappointing to see. But this is what happens when you play everybody eats basketball. You have to depend on these role players to show up every game, and especially when you're missing guys, and Okoro, Huerter, White, Williams, these guys didn't show up today. So that's a large portion of guys that didn't show up. Okoro, White, and Huerter, I mean, they combined for 23 shots tonight. Like, that's a significant amount of shots. So when they don't show up, like, this is what's going to happen. So, the Bulls definitely need Giddey. Not necessarily, I think, in terms of, like, oh, he's going to help make the offense flow again. It's more so that they need his 20 points, right? I think they need his rim pressure, his 20 points, and his three-point shooting, because as we've seen recently, the three-point shooting has not been too good, but he's one of the better three-point shooters on the team. Not the best value, but he is just one of the best three-point shooters in terms of percentage. So Giddey's definitely missed in that department. But the biggest thing, I think, tonight, honestly, I even think the defense wasn't even that bad tonight. I think Simons was just hitting ridiculous shots on the perimeter tonight. But their main guys, like Derek White, shot 3 of 15 from the field tonight. I mean, this was an absolute terrible game from Jaylen Brown. But it was Simons and, some Peyton Pritchard and then Keita down low. But it was because the offensive rebounds given up tonight was the biggest issue for the Bulls. 20 offensive rebounds for the Boston Celtics. That is way too much given up. That is the problem. And I don't think the defense was honestly that bad tonight in general of, like, guarding the main guys and forcing bad shots. But It was just they gave up too many offensive rebounds, and that's what killed them in the end. That led to more shots for the Boston Celtics in total. As you can see here, 104. Then they also took more free throws, and this is what you end up with the result. So, yeah, I don't think it was like the worst game in the world tonight, but it was definitely a really bad time for the Bulls offense to not hit their threes when they were desperately needed. So, and I applaud the Bulls a little bit for, stopping some of the better shooters on the Celtics, or better scorers on the Celtics. But you got a defensive rebound, bro. Like, everybody I think I could look to, like, besides maybe Vucevic, is like, you had to rebound better tonight. Celtics have just figured their roster out. Bulls have not. And yeah, it's even just shocking to see how good this Celtics roster is without arguably their best player, right? They trade away Drew Holiday, and they still have a solid system in place, and can fill in for Drew Holiday as Peyton Pritchard slides up into the starting point guard position. They're without Jason Tatum for I think what's going to be most of the season, but who knows. And Jaylen Brown obviously has stepped up a lot, but they still have a solid system in place, and they still play the same way even without Jason Tatum. Like, they still launch a lot of threes. They don't play the fastest, but they have solid perimeter defense, don't give up points inside, even though they're not the biggest team out there. And they have enough guys to make up for scoring to be a competitive team, right? And they're right now, I believe, third in the East. So definitely a big difference. They're now second because the Knicks lost tonight. So yeah, I mean, they're second in the East without Jason Tatum. It's a very solidly built roster with a great coach in Joe Mazzulla. And the Bulls, like, it seems like for the Bulls, if you're missing just one guy, because of just how much there is on, playing team ball, and everyone has to eat, and like they need every person to contribute. Like, if you're missing just like one guy, it doesn't matter who it is, but one guy that like plays at least like 60 minutes a night, it's like, oh god, like it just feels like there's like a hole in the roster. And so, like, tonight, for example, like, Kobe's here tonight. Did not play well. I understand he's on a minutes restriction, but you're basically missing Jalen Smith, Zach Collins, and Josh Giddey tonight. Two of those guys are arguably bench guys, right? Obviously, Giddey being out, that hurts. But I mean, you beat the Orlando Magic without your starting backcourt. So, I think it's showing it just like, people say that the depth is good on this roster. It's really not that great. I think depth really gets tested when there's players out, and it just seems like whenever anybody's out, the Bulls seem to struggle a bit. So, yeah, I applaud the Celtics for what they've done. We're going to talk about Buzelis in a second here, but yeah, not a good time for the Bulls three-point shooting to be this lackluster. Celtics only have 4 players that people know. Rest of the roster is people you never heard of, but the role players are why they are playing well. I mean, so me personally, like, I know about Hugo Gonzalez, I know about Sam Hauser, I know about Keita, like, I know these guys. Like, I know about Luke Garza. Now, I'm a person that watches maybe more NBA basketball than some other people, but yeah, I do agree that, like, I think that the obvious names are Jaylen Brown, Derek White, maybe Simons and Pritchard, but, like, Jordan Walsh is a very solid defender. Like, he's a very nice role player. Sam Hauser is a guy that it seemed like the Bulls didn't know that he's a great three-point shooter, and he hit like 3 threes in that first half, and there was one play where Patrick Williams seemed shocked that he pulled up so quickly. I'm just like, are you guys not reading the scouting report? Like, this is what this guy does. Like, Sam Hauser is a legitimate shooter and can shoot it at any given moment. Luke Garza was pretty solid tonight in his minutes. Like, Hugo Gonzalez has been a very solid rookie. I've been hearing so much praise from the Celtics fan base about Hugo Gonzalez's rookie season. Like, these guys are, they're pretty solid overall. So yeah, when you have a nice system in place, it goes a long way. And I think the Bulls have a system in place, but they're still missing some key parts of a system that can, and I mean that in terms of player personnel, to really help stabilize everything and make others better. But I think it was a pretty alright game from Iowa tonight. Buzelis has looked really good in these last 4 games. I understand that Hornets game he didn't really shoot the best and had some bad moments, but he's looked really solid in these past 4 games without Giddey on the floor, and I've been really happy to see it. I have a massive gripe at Billy Donovan right now about the fact that Buzelis didn't play more in that first half. I don't know why I can't pull it up just yet. I don't know why NBA.com is doing this, but Buzelis only played in the first half. He only played 13 minutes in that first half. He was the team's leading scorer and was like the only one of two guys that actually had 4 shots made in that first half. Everyone else had 2 shots or less made, and he only saw 13 minutes. But I can tell you for sure that Herter saw more minutes, so did Vucevic, so did Trey Jones. I just can't, for some reason, NBA.com is not allowing me to show it to you guys just yet, but like I was going off on Twitter on Billy, just like, how the hell does Buzelis only have 13 minutes in this first half when he was the best player in this first half? Like, don't tell me, like, I know people are trying to like make the argument that are in favor of Billy, the way that Billy's handled Buzelis this season. Is just like, well, no, he's making him earn his minutes. I'm like, okay, well, everybody else on this roster tonight in that first half was absolutely garbage out there. Meanwhile, though, Buzelis was 4 for 6 from the field, had 3 rebounds, and was actually playing effective and was able to score. But you didn't play him more than some of these other guys out there in the first half. Like, how the hell is that allowed? I don't understand that whatsoever. That is unacceptable from Billy Donovan. And so if you're the ones saying, like, oh, he has to earn his minutes, well, guess what? He absolutely earned his minutes in that first half to play more than 13 minutes, because legitimately anybody else out there playing was worse than him tonight. But he did not see the most minutes in that first half out of all the players, which is the problem. Okay, he only got 30 minutes, which I don't even think this is right. I think they didn't track him coming out in the last minute here, but like, he only got 30 minutes tonight, when I'm just like, no, he should absolutely be getting more than 30 minutes tonight. And it's unacceptable, the fact that he isn't even leading the team in minutes tonight. I understand that Vucevic is like the only like center right now on this roster, but Vucevic came into the fourth quarter only having 2 points. Like, Vucevic scored 13 points in like meaningless fourth quarter minutes, basically. So I just... It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever with how Billy Donovan has handled Buzelis. I officially think that Billy Donovan is just a hater, and he doesn't want to play his young players and will find any excuse not to. Meanwhile, though, Isaac Okoro can't make a damn shot, right? Kevin Huerter can't make a 3. Like, you know, Patrick Williams is out here and just, you know, looking lost out there. Like, okay, yeah, we're going to have these guys still get some minutes, though, but the guy that is leading our team in scoring and was the only double-digit scorer for this team with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter, yeah, that guy is not going to get a lot of minutes, though. It's like, he's not going to get more minutes than, like, some of the other guys tonight. Like, I don't get it. I'm sorry, I just don't. Somehow, also, Buzelis was the third player in terms of field goals attempted tonight. Like, this is a fantastic game for Montes Buzelis. From the get-go, he scored he made his first 3 shots. He had 7 points in the first quarter, was out there and looking to attack this Boston Celtics team, and was out there scoring well early. And you still took him out early in that first quarter. You didn't play him a lot in the second quarter, and he only ends up with 12 shots this game. Like, how? That is ridiculous to me. I don't understand how this is allowed. Somehow he has less shots than Vucevic and Dosunmu, which, you know, I think Dosunmu was okay tonight, but like, this man should be the focal point of the offense tonight, and yet you decided, no, we're gonna make sure he still earns his minutes. Like, bullshit. I'm sorry. Celtics also have much better coach than the Bulls ever will. I completely agree with that. I am, like, Billy Donovan's going to make good decisions from here on out. I'm never going to praise him, but I will be absolutely highlighting his absolutely terrible decisions moving forward, because tonight was an absolute disgrace that Montes Buzelis only played 13 minutes in that first half when he was the team's leading scorer and one of 2 players that actually made 4 shots in that first half, okay? No, it makes no sense whatsoever. I do not understand what the fuck Billy Donovan was on tonight, but sure, you know, he's lucky I can't scream right now, because I'd be absolutely screaming into the mic and trying to find a way to get to his head. Sorry, I'm trying. Okay, here we go. Finally. Nope, we're screwed again. Let's see. Will this show up? Ah. Let's see if I can pull up the box score and get it right this time. Here we go. First half. Oh, okay, cool. Can we do this then? Will this work? Oh, come on. Okay, it's currently being updated by the NBA, so yeah, we'll give it a second. But I promise you that Buzelis had less minutes than Herter, so I'm really hoping this is gonna soon show up here. But I lost my mind when Buzelis, like, he came in briefly in the second quarter, but like he checked back out, and then I'm like, Donovan's not gonna bring him back in? Like, are you serious? I was losing my mind when I was watching that. But yeah, great game from Buzelis tonight. Vucevic was awful until the fourth quarter, which he hit some threes. Like, cool, whatever. It was an overall terrible game from Vucevic. I'm gonna be an advocate for Io to start on Wednesday against Detroit. I think Trey Jones has not really been the best in these last 3 games. So I'm going to advocate for Io to start. It's mostly just because I'm watching this Bulls team with Trey Jones out there, and they already have guys, like, for example, tonight, it was Herter and Okoro that couldn't make their 3-point shots tonight. The problem with Trey Jones is that he also is not a 3-point shooter. He just isn't. So, having Io out there will at least have one of those guys that's a good percentage 3-point shooter for the season and is very capable of knocking it down out there. So I'm going to advocate for Io to start the next game just to get some more spacing out there, and we'll see how that's going to roll. I don't really know what exactly to do with Herter at this point because his 3-point percentage it was bad coming into tonight. It was 32.5% heading into tonight, but now it got worse. So I don't know what to do with him, honestly, at this point. It sucks, but Herter's been a pretty disappointing shooter this season overall. Kobe's $30 million contract looking less and less likely. It definitely seems like that, but if you're also an advocate to trade Kobe, like, him having these injuries and not playing well is not a good thing. Like, no matter what, like, you want Kobe to play well if you're the Bulls right now, because it will help kind of make you, like, it'll help kind of make your decision for you if you either going to trade him, if you're going to keep him, re-sign him this offseason, how much money you're going to give him, right? But it's been a rough go, and these calf injuries aren't helping. So, bad game tonight from Kobe overall. His turnovers were unforced, and I need to see better overall play from him. If a coach puts it all together, the team is going to struggle no matter how deep the roster is. But I think depth also is a little bit like, it's important, but I think we're getting a little bit too, like, the way that people talk about it's a little bit too important right now with how they talk about it. I think that still the roster overall, the way it's built, is a problem. And, like, you can have a great coach, but this roster still has many flaws. So, yeah, I think that the depth that people claim that is on this roster is not the best. But I agree that even if you have good depth and you have a bad coach, like, it's not going to look the best overall. Oh, he probably came back early to try to get traded. I mean, I don't think that's the case at all. I think he came back early to try to get some game time under him because he understands this is a contract year, right? And doesn't want to miss more games. But maybe he did come back to get traded. Well, Mach is going to improve is by playing more. I agree. Mach Buzelis, that is all. Yep, that's honestly the only thing I think you should really take away from this game that's, like, positive for the future. Bulls start off hot and been crap ever since. Celtics start off like crap and are probably the hottest team in the league right now. Oh, I mean, for sure. I think the Celtics are definitely one of the hottest teams in the league. And it's not just like Jaylen Brown's been, like, great. Like, they've had really just quality wins where even, like, Jaylen Brown is not going off. So, Jaylen Brown obviously recently, in the most recent weeks, has been, like, insane. But they were winning before that too. So, yeah, I really applaud them. Hornets blowing out the Thunder. That is it's crazy to see that. I was looking at that box score. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it makes the Hornets L the other day, or the last game, not so bad, but, like, geez, that's crazy to see. Remember when everyone used to get hyped about March Niko Mirotic? Oh, yeah. I remember that. Kobe's the exact same thing. Role player who catches fire for a month when it doesn't even matter how one overreacts. Yeah, I'm starting to be on that train for sure. Like, it's so hard to gauge still just because he hasn't, like, really been fully healthy. Like, he just played, like, his first back-to-back and then he got injured again, right? But from what I have seen though, like, even when, like, let's say for, like, the previous stretch where that's probably where he was the healthiest, right? It still hasn't been that good from him. He needs to find a way to be extremely more efficient with the basketball, and I mean that in terms of just, taking care of the basketball better, which means you're being efficient with your passing and your dribbling. But overall, those percentages need to be better. It doesn't help that he's a bad defender. It doesn't help that he isn't a good rebounder either. So he's going to have to really have a major turnaround here in this next 4 weeks or so. Because trade deadline is already less than a month away. So, I hope he doesn't get injured again. I was very shocked to see him back today because the team said he'll be reevaluated in 1 week, and he got hurt on Wednesday, right? So he came back, 2 days early. I'm just really concerned that it's going to re-aggravate that calf. I understand it's not a strain, but it was tightness this time. But this is very early for him to come back. So I'm hoping he doesn't re-aggravate it, injure himself worse or anything like that. So I'm hoping for the best. But this is going to be very interesting kind of next 3 to 4 weeks for him, because trade deadline's February 5th. So it's, it's basically less than a month away at this point. It's time to get going here if you're Kobe. If if he wants to be traded, you gotta start playing better. If he wants to get paid in general, he needs to start playing better. And tonight was, I understand it's minutes restriction, but not really good overall game from him tonight. The 3-point shot's what's really concerning me, because again, he's had seasons where he's made over 200 threes in a season, but it's just this is coming into tonight. This is not his current percentage, but this is really concerning. 32.4%, that's worse than his rookie season. This needs to get figured out quickly here. And hopefully it does. This is also not a good sign. I've been talking about this recently, but turnovers gotta get cut down, man. You want the ball in your hands? Cut down turnovers. All right. Okay. Once again, I'm going to advocate for Iowa to start. Decent game from him tonight. Missed some shots I think he should have made, but decent game overall from him tonight. He's been honestly pretty solid all season long. So he's came back to averaging 14 points per game. 50% from the field, 43% from three. I'm going to advocate again for him to start. Trey Jones has had a little bit of a rough time recently, so I'm hoping that maybe Trey Jones go back to the bench can help. Maybe start both of them. It'll take some pressure off Trey Jones if you just start both of them. I have not been happy with Herter recently. I understand he had that game against the Magic, but just really quickly, I just want to look at this because his 3-point shot has been killing me recently. I've been so annoyed with how Herter's been missing these threes. Let's see here. So, God, man, okay. New Orleans, that's not bad against New Orleans, and obviously against Minnesota, that's good. So, this is not counting tonight. He was 0 for 4 tonight, so, he's 1 for less, 11 from 3. This is fine. This is good. But then, Jesus, man. This is 3 for 17. So you just, it just goes through streaky spots, I guess streaky-ish moments, but either way, the percentage is not good. It was 32% coming into tonight. This is before tonight's game, so he's got to figure this one out, because he's also, I've been telling people, he's also a trade candidate right now, and it's not necessarily you're gonna get good return for Herter, but he's a guy that I think is on some people's radars. It's just he's expiring, can maybe cut some future salaries off if you go and trade for him now, but you don't detriment the team. So I'm a little bit concerned right now. I think he's having a hard time playing off ball next to Giddey. It just doesn't seem as impactful as he was when he was a starting point guard for the Bulls a few years ago. Well, the issue with that Woodage was that post-deadline last season, right, Kobe was also off-ball with Giddey. Giddey was the main ball handler post-deadline, and Kobe was also off-ball. And he was playing just fine. It was because his 3-point shot was just going at an insane rate. It makes up for a lot of things, right? So I don't really know what is honestly the problem, because he's had struggles both on and off ball in his career, where it's just inconsistencies, which I think is just who he is as a player. So I don't necessarily think it's him just trying to adjust being off ball. I think he's, one, I think he's getting plenty of opportunities to handle the ball, even when he's their starting shooting guard. But last season, he went off and took off in March, right? And Giddey was the main ball handler. So I don't really think it's that, oh, he's only struggled because now he's off ball. I think he's just overall, in general, just struggled, whether he's on or off ball this season. So I'm going to disagree there. I just want to give up on everyone except Matas. I don't blame you. Yeah. No love for Vucevic. He almost had a triple-double, I think. So I explained earlier, Vucevic had only 2 points heading into the fourth. Okay, so just to be clear, first half. Okay, I guess it won't show. Come on, man. NBA.com work, please. Oh my God. Okay, hold on, let's try one more time. I don't really think this was that good of a game from Vucevic overall. Like, I think in the first half, in the first 3 quarters, I think he only had 2 points. Like, it just, in general, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, you were inefficiently, you were not making your shots that you shouldn't be making. Like, you were missing wide open threes initially. It was not a good overall game from Vucevic, in my opinion. So like, yeah, he went off in that fourth quarter, I guess, to kind of make it a game, but like, I don't really, I'm not really like too much like valuing it. I'll give him a big thumbs up on the rebounding and some decent passing, but he's been passing pretty well overall in these last 5 games. I think he's passed it pretty well, but I think overall for this game, bad overall offense from him. He needs to be better because he wasn't scoring in the first 3 quarters when he had many opportunities to do so. Once again, to everybody that is calling for Vucevic post-ups, which I don't know why people still do such a thing, or I know why people ask for it, but just to show you why it's not a good decision, well, here you go. He is one of the worst post-up players in the damn league. He is in the 12th percentile in terms of points per possession in terms of the post-up play. He's shooting 42% on post-ups, which is not good. So don't tell me that he needs to be posting up more. I'm not here for it. I don't want it. Like, there's no argument to tell me that he should be posting up. I don't care. And Boston is a team that, yeah, they're smaller, but they have a plan if anybody posts up. So it's just not a good overall decision, in my opinion. 4 turnovers in 25 minutes for Kobe. Turnovers are back on the menu, boys. Yeah, I even tweeted out, Box, that Kobe White had 3 turnovers in 16 minutes. Yeah, I was very upset with some of Kobe's turnovers tonight. I was just like, Jesus, man. Like, come on, we could do better than this. Yeah, he came back and he had 3 turnovers in 16 minutes. So, yeah, it was 4 turnovers in 25 minutes. That's unacceptable. Like, I mean, he's averaging 3 turnovers per game, right? So, but in 25 minutes, you have 4 turnovers? Like, come on, man. Like, the Bulls have overall taken care of the basketball since the backcourt's been out. Like, they've actually taken care of the basketball pretty well, and even tonight, like, they did a good job with the basketball overall tonight. But it's always, like, it just seems like it's always those two that I'm just like, man, like, the turnovers are just, Okay, Giddey's been the best player this season, don't get me wrong, but I think that both of them have some major turnover issues, especially recently, when they have played. So, again, hoping that gets better, but it's got to get better, especially if like, the Timberwolves are looking for, like, a combo guard that can, like, be a secondary ball handler next to Anthony Edwards. Well, if you're turning it over constantly, then it's not going to really help them, right? So, Kobe's got to figure a way to stop turning it over so much. He keeps, like, there's, like, these drives with him where, like, he gets, like, too deep and then he doesn't know what to do with it. When I'm just like, just go score. Like, I'd rather you miss a shot than you to, like, try to force a pass that has, like, no chance of getting through. Like, just go score. Think score. If you, like, get in too deep and you realize, oh, I'm in too deep, this is exactly what I was expecting, well, just try to make the shot. Like, just try to make the shot. And, you know, we'll worry about it later. Hopefully, like, you draw a foul or something. Would just be posting up more on another team, yeah. Go trade Vucevic somewhere else, and they'll deal with his post-ups there. So, yeah. Again, I think it mostly just came down to just the Bulls just didn't hit their threes tonight. Like, you had, 2 guys in your starting lineup that were 1 for 11 from 3-point range tonight. Add in Trey Jones, it's 1 for 12. That's not going to win you games. For a team that isn't everybody eats offense, this is not going to win you games. I think that... I wish Olberg honestly got more minutes tonight. I don't think Vooch really even played that well in the first 3 quarters, honestly. Yeah, I mean, the Bulls do need Giddey, obviously, to look more competent, but I'm even just concerned that the offense in general is going to still look bad even if Giddey does come back, just because the three-point shot goes through streaks. And yeah, I think the Bulls had plenty of wide open threes tonight, and there's a lot of the core defenders that talk about he's a good three-point shooter, and he just was bricking everything. The Boston Celtics, if you watch a lot of this game, were just like, yeah, shoot it, Okoro, and he did make him pay. So it's important, again, for everybody to make their shots for this everybody eats offense, and I don't like this idea of the everybody eats offense, and this is like part of the reason why, but even if Giddey comes back, it's not going to fix everybody's three-point shot. So, I'm specifically looking at these guys. I'm highlighting right now: Okoro, Herter, Trey Jones, if he can ever find something, but also Kobe. These guys have to hit their threes, and so I'm very concerned that it's these past couple games have not looked good from three-point range from these guys, and so they're gonna have to step up and start hitting some soon, because man, they're wide open. Gotta make them. All right, last chance here. I am gonna go ahead and end stream here after I try to see if I can get this. Okay, of course. Sorry, I'm really not feeling the best right now. I'm still recovering from my sinus infection, so I do sincerely apologize for not doing a long stream since I've gotten back. I know this is my second stream back here. Why did the Atlanta Hawks pop up? What the hell is this? God, man. Did I click on the wrong game? I'm sorry if I did. Oh, come on, man. Okay, it's still not available, but either way, though, again, my biggest gripe that I want to just make sure it's clear to everybody in my audience for tonight, I don't understand how Buzel's only had 13 minutes in that first half. I just don't. It pisses me off. He was nowhere close to being the leader in minutes in the first half, but he was the team's leading scorer in the first half. It truly pisses me off how Billy Donovan has handled Buzelis this season. Again, I understand that there are people that are defending Billy because they're saying he needs to earn his minutes or whatever, and Buzelis' defense has not been good. And yes, I agree. I think there's moments that Buzelis' defense has been lackluster and he needs to be better, specifically on the perimeter. But it does not matter to me when you telling me oh, well, he needs to earn his minutes still. I'm like, well, he's been the best player this half, and yet he's still not getting more minutes than everybody else. I don't get it. I'm sorry I can't bring it up. Maybe ESPN's gonna show it for me, but you can't tell me that Billy's in the clear tonight of oh no, he's still trying to make him earn his minutes, when I'm just brother, Buzelis was one of two players that showed up in the first half. You can't tell me that, oh no, he's making him earn his minutes still. That's not how this works. And so I'm overall I'm really annoyed with how Billy has handled Buzelis this entire season. I'm annoyed how the Bulls have handled him. It's great to see this 4-game stretch from Buzelis. It's been very solid, consistent numbers and scoring. I understand the efficiency could be better, but I genuinely just do not care. He's still showing these signs of improvement that I'm all right, cool, this is good. But yeah, I can't stand the fact that he didn't play more minutes tonight, and somehow wasn't leading in the team in minutes tonight. That was Vucevic, who again I don't think played really well. Didn't really even play good in that first half. Sorry, let's see if I can pull up another way. Sorry, hold on. This website doesn't work either, it looks like. Nope. Oh, does Basketball Reference already have it, maybe? They usually don't. Yeah, they don't yet. Okay. Today's the 5th, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, yeah, so they don't have the box score. They don't have the box scores yet. God, man, this is so annoying. I don't know why it won't show. Really? Oh my god, come on. Oh, wait. Okay, so for some reason the second quarter loads. I don't. God, NBA.com is so stupid sometimes. Okay, the second quarter loads for this box score. I don't know why it's only the second quarter, but as you see here, like Buzelis only played 5 minutes in the second quarter, which is just utterly ridiculous. But I mean, like, look, in the second quarter, again, this is maybe like your best player of this game, and like Herter played 10 minutes, Trey Jones played 8. Like, what are we doing? I honestly just I was baffled by what I was witnessing tonight. God, how weird. Of course, it's gonna work right when I end stream, but yeah. I hope you guys just trust me. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Okay, so this is how the minute distribution at halftime. Okay, it's like 4 seconds into the third quarter here. Okay, this was the minutes distribution. Okay, Vucevic played 18, which again, this man at this point had 0 points, was 0 for 3 from the field. Okay, I understand he's like the only available center that has like played minutes this season, but like still, you could have won small if you really wanted to. Herter, it was maybe the second best player, but he had more minutes than Buzelis, almost 3 more minutes, okay? Trey Jones had more minutes than Buzelis, which, yes, I'm nitpicking here, but still, this man had 0 points in that first half, and yet Buzelis somehow only had 13 minutes in the first half. Like, I don't get it. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, like this was so annoying to see. Where I'm like, this is your leading scorer heading into halftime. Okay, he is one of 2 players that actually made 3 shots or more in the first half, and yet you only played him 13 minutes in the first half. That's less minutes than Herter. That's less minutes than Trey Jones. That's less minutes than Vucevic, and almost on par with Isaac Okoro, who went 0 for 4 from the field. Like, that is unacceptable. If you're wondering what I want, I need like 16, 17 minutes like for Buzelis in that first half, because he was the best player in the first half. I was losing my mind seeing this. I was like, what the fuck is up with Billy tonight? Like, your offense was god awful in that first half. You scored 33 points in the first half, and Buzelis has 9, and you're like, yeah, you know what? We're gonna not play him, not even 15 minutes in that first half. We couldn't even get him to 15 minutes. Like, Jesus, bro. Billy Donovan sucks. He is genuinely just an awful coach, and you cannot tell me that this was like a valid sit for less minutes for Buzelis in that first half. There is nothing you can do to convince me that this was okay. This is unacceptable on all levels, and I really hope that Billy Donovan is like gonna get fired or something, but we know it won't happen. So that's all I'm gonna leave you guys with for this stream. Thank you for all for tuning into this Bulls post game. I'm sorry for my lack of energy and my aggravation, but I'm sorry, I don't feel great right now. I'm still working through my antibiotics to get this sinus infection fully cleared, and I'm a bit dizzy as we're currently talking, so that's why my glasses aren't on, because I get more dizzy with my glasses currently. So yeah, I'm sorry for my illness and everything, but I promise you I'm working through it. I'm doing my best here. I appreciate y'all tuning into the stream though and hitting the like button. It truly means a lot. Wednesday's game, I'm kind of up in the air right now in terms of post-game stream. I might have to miss that one just because I need to do some coverage for OnTap Sportsnet. And there might be some other things going on, but moving forward, Friday should definitely be a post-game stream. I'm trying to remember the Bulls schedule. I believe we have a game on Friday as well. But then Saturday, we have a game against Miami, but Saturday, oh wait, is it Sunday? Oh no. Okay. Wait, hold on. Sorry. Okay. Miami is Thursday. My bad. Okay. So yeah, Detroit. We'll see. That's up in the air. I should be able to do a post game stream on Thursday. Actually, I don't know. I'll let you guys know in the community section what's going to happen. But then on Saturday, this game on Saturday, I think everyone, if you're a Chicago sports fan, like, don't watch this game. If you're wondering why, if you're interested in football at all, the Bears are obviously in the playoffs if you've been paying attention to that at all. But on Saturday, the Bears have their first playoff game. It's the wild card game against the Packers, and I think everybody in Chicago that is sports fan should be tuning into this game instead of the Bulls game. So I'll probably still have the Bulls game on in the background, but I will definitely be paying most of my attention to this game. So no stream on Saturday for sure. I'll let you guys know if I'm going to be able to cover the Pistons and the Heat games for post-game. I'll probably only be able to do one, though. But, yeah, just a heads up, there's no post-game stream on Saturday because this takes priority. Yeah, so don't worry. We're not going to be, cutting into the more important game on Saturday because the Bears game takes precedence over anything else. So, yeah, make sure you tune in this game. By the way, if you're in the Chicago area, it's on Fox. By the way, it's not only on Amazon. So make sure that you're tuning into this game on Saturday. Don't really worry about this game. I'll probably be watching this later on Sunday or something like that. All right. But that's going to do it for me, though. Appreciate y'all for tuning into the stream. I'll see y'all sometime later this week. And go Bears. All right, y'all. See ya. Bye. Have a good night. Peace.